Hey guys, I'm in my closet, so you know what that means. I'm packing for a trip. And we're going to Disney World! This isn't going to be your normal pack with me vlog though, because I had just filmed one for spring break, and this is a July trip, and a lot of the things are pretty much the same. So I will link that below in case somebody wants to go through and look at any of like the toiletry bags or any other items that we bring. A lot of those are linked, so that way it helps you find them easier. We did buy a few new travel items to try out on this trip, but I'll show you those at the very end. This vlog, I kind of wanted to talk to you about lots of new things that are going on for this trip. So, or at least new to us. So let's go have a chit chat. So we're only a few days out from our trip at the time of filming, but when I post this, I think we're going to be about halfway through our vacation. So if you don't already follow us over on Instagram, head on over there, the link's below, and give us a follow, and that way you can see some things that are in real time. So let's talk about all the new things that we're going to experience on this trip. So the biggest thing is obviously over at Magic Kingdom, and it is the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So it actually has already been open for a couple weeks now, but it'll be our first trip where it's open. And I feel like Splash Mountain has been down for so long, and they've been refurbishing and renovating this to become now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, that I'm just excited to see it. I mean, we've been watching it each trip, just kind of looking at the construction and the outside of things. I have seen some vlogs of the new ride, and obviously the track is all the same, but just the story and the animatronics, and I love Disney, and I always thought that Tiana should have something of her own at the park, some type of representation. Although I would have preferred it maybe to be something completely different. I'm actually very excited to get to ride this in person. Now, I have seen that people are getting soaked on the drop, and I feel like it's been so long. I don't remember ever being that soaked, maybe so, but I think I'm gonna bring like a poncho or a raincoat or something to wear just in case. I mean, it's July, so it's hot, so I'll probably dry immediately, but just depending on the day, I may do that. And I definitely won't be filming it. I don't want to ruin my camera equipment. You guys know a few years back, I actually had to replace the lens in my camera because I got water in it. And oh my gosh, actually, speaking of camera equipment, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm wearing an external mic now. My mic was so sweet that for an early birthday present, he actually got me a new vlogging camera. It's called the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, if I said that right. And I'm filming on it now. It's kind of a gimbal and camera in one. It's very compact, so I'm excited to try it out. I've been trying to film some of the vlogs the last couple of weeks, like at home vlogs with it. And I was holding this mic, I don't know if you guys watched the last at-home vlog, in my hand where I was talking, and some of the audio was a little funky. So I'm hoping that maybe like wearing it up towards me, that we alleviate any issues further with that. So I am bringing my Canon camera as a backup just in case, because this will be my first trip using this. And you know, me and technology, sometimes we don't get along, but I've been practicing, and hopefully I don't have any snafus, but if I do, then I'll have a backup, so fingers crossed. And the other new thing at Magic Kingdom is the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. So again, this is kind of a redone attraction that was already existing, but they changed all the music and made it more into like Disney songs, and updated the outfits. And I think they updated some of the movements of the animatronics and stuff. This was never a must-do show for us. We definitely would see it like once a year, but I'm always up for something new. I think it is geared towards more kids too, because they know the Disney songs, they know the lyrics, so they'll sing along, and it might kind of get everyone a little bit more involved that's in the audience. And it's July, and it's hot, and that's indoor, and usually it has low to no wait, so we're gonna do it. So over at Epcot a few weeks ago, they finally took down the walls and opened the Communicore Hall. They also opened the Mickey and Friends meet and greet, and then there is an Encanto, it's not stage show, it's kind of just like a little music show that has Mirabelle and Bruno come at the end for like a little dancing meet and greet. I do love Encanto, so I'm sure we'll be catching the show, and any excuse to see some characters, I'm in. Now, there will not be a festival at Epcot when we visit, and I can't even remember the last time we've been to Epcot without there being a festival for our entire trip. We actually booked this originally for the end of July because the last couple of years, Food and Wine actually started mid-July to the end of July, and we were thinking maybe we would catch some of the dates, but it doesn't start until August this year, which I'm actually completely fine with. I think it works better later on in the year because, I mean, I guess July is hot, August is hot, but I don't know. I think it's nice that there's not going to be a festival. It gives us the chance to really dive back into the countries and World Showcase and take part in some of the food and the drinks that aren't part of the festival booths that are just already there existing in those countries. So if you guys didn't know, we are DVC members, and this summer, DVC is starting a program called Welcome Home Weeks. And it starts July 22nd and runs through August 24th. And they're just kind of sprinkling little things throughout the parks in Disney Springs as a thank you to the owners. But they're offering things like free Mickey ice cream bars at Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom on certain days. They're doing a morning wake up, which is like free coffee and pastries at Bay Lake Tower and Disney's Wilderness Lodge. They're offering ice cream at the Preview Center at Saratoga Springs, which they used to do. I remember when Mike and I first went for our contract. So we bought our contract in 2008. And I remember after we kind of toured the rooms and we're talking to our sales rep, they had like a little mini like sundae bar. And I remember Luke getting ice cream and being so happy with that. So that is nice that they're bringing that back. And they're also offering a character meet and greet over the Contemporary Resort in their conference center area in Ballroom Fantasia J. Certain days, certain times, but it's supposed to be the beloved characters from Frozen. So I don't know which exactly one is going to be there or if they're all going to be there. But a few of those dates actually align with our trip. So I'm going to hopefully have it time in my schedule to hop over there and do the meet and greet and show you guys. And then the final thing that they're offering for the Welcome Home Weeks is a 20% off your mobile order discount. And they're offering it for all eligible members. So I'm assuming that means Mike and I both will get to place an order and get 20% off our mobile order. The last when I checked the site, it said details were to come. So I'm assuming there's a code or something we're going to have to key in, but it's not showing yet because it doesn't start until the 22nd. We will definitely be taking advantage of that. We love a good mobile order. And with all of those things, it does state that you need to have your DVC membership card downloaded to your mobile wallet so you can show them. I believe the wake up coffee and breakfast one is just for people that have a resort reservation at those two specific resorts on those days. And then I think the Frozen one, you actually have to be staying on Disney property too. So if you're a local DVCer and you want to take advantage of that, book a room. I'll put the link below of everything that's going on. It's on the DVC website so you can check it out. Now I know this is just for a short time, but hopefully if they get enough people that are taking advantage of it and, speaking well of it, that it's something that they'll kind of sprinkle in throughout the year. Everyone loves a freebie. DVC also has a new preview center at Disney Springs that has some of the room tours. I believe it's the Riviera room you can tour there. And then they offer, sodas and chips, kind of like a DVC lounge. We'll definitely be making time to go to Disney Springs, especially at night, because I want to check out the new drone show, Dreams That Soar. It has 2 different showings a night. And I know in the beginning, it looked like Disney Springs was just swarmed with people wanting to check it out. And I'm really hoping that it's not that way anymore, that people are still enjoying it, but it's not like I need to find a space an hour before or be in a huge crowd to be able to watch it, enjoy it. I know there's a couple different viewing places. I've been, again, doing my research to see maybe what would be the best viewing place. So I'll definitely, if we get a chance to do it, which I want to, I'll show you guys and give you my kind of tips and tricks. But I'm thinking that it's not going to be as hectic to be able to go see it, that I'll just be able to be there and then walk over and catch it. But it has all kinds of Disney music. I saw Wally and Eve are on there, and obviously we love them. It's something we want to check out. And I believe it only runs until, I believe, September 2nd or sometime in September. So again, just kind of something for the summer. But I think if people seem to still enjoy it and are hanging around for it, Hopefully they do something maybe for like Halloween or Christmas and do some seasonal things. And something I'm a little bit nervous about is halfway through our trip, they are switching the Genie Plus program to be the multi-pass. Every time I say multi-pass, I always think of Fifth Element. So it's like multi-pass.
And this is?
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Yeah.
Multipass.
Multipass. She knows it's a multipass. Lilu Dallas, my wife. We're newlyweds. Just met.
Within researching it, it does seem like it is kind of a Frankenstein version of Genie Plus and what the old Fast Pass Plus used to be, to where if you're staying on property, now 7 days in advance, you can book 3 different attractions prior to your visit for each day that you want to utilize Genie Plus. But since we'll already be there, I really won't get to take advantage of the prior booking. I believe it's about 4 more days that we're there when they switch it over. So I can maybe do it for a couple days, but I don't have it won't be enough time to be able to book something prior to give you a true understanding of what is actually available at that time. But I'll be booking it the same as everybody else. So I think it's going to be very similar. They are moving back to the tiers also, to where there's a few rides in tier 1, everything else is in tier 2. And then there's a few select rides that are just going to be a single pass lightning lane, which is like what used to be the individual lightning lane. So it's like Tron, Flight of Passage, Cosmic Rewind, and which one am I forgetting? Rise of the Resistance. Yes, but here's those lists. So here's Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. And those are all listed on Disney's website, so you can check that out too. As we go through and use it, I'll give you guys any tips and tricks that I think. We were really good with using FastPass Plus back in the day. So I have a feeling if you book your 3 attractions pretty close to the beginning of the day, you'll be able to rebook and take advantage, because once you use one, you can rebook one. So you can always be holding 3 attractions. So your 3 attractions are for the park or for a single park. But once you use one and you need to you can rebook, you can book for another park if you have the park hopping option. My only sadness is it seems like the stacking is now going to be a thing of the past. My kids tend to sleep in, and I enjoyed being able to just like stack, 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 and then go to a park at night and just boom, 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 get a lot of stuff done. But now that you can only hold 3 at once, it seems like that's not going to be something that is going to be possible anymore, unfortunately. And I think that's all of the new things that's going on while we're there. And if we've missed something, definitely comment below or go to my Instagram and let me know so that way I don't miss it. So you know DisGoals loves a good split stay, and this trip is no different. We are staying in 3 different resorts. All of them are resorts that are our favorites, nothing new. It's summer, it's hot. We wanted to make sure that we were in close proximity to the parks. And then there's probably gonna be a lot of resort and pool time just due to the heat as well. Heat is not my friend when it comes to my MS symptoms. So we really only spend about 4 hours max at a park anyways. So I'm really hoping to get up early before the super heat of the day, get a few hours in at the park, come back to our resort, swim, relax, rest, and then go back out either for dinner or go to a park later on or Disney Springs later on when the sun is kind of not blaring down on us again. So hopefully you're ready to check out these resorts with me. Now, speaking of my MS, as you guys know, I have taken advantage of the DAS Pass on our last trips. And with the changes that are now going on, I chose not to see if I qualified this time. I've been hearing, this is just a personal decision, and I'm not going to fully get into everything because I know it's such a difficult subject for people and it really triggers them. And for me, it was more about my mental health of not having to go through the interview. I've just been hearing that people were really having to prove their disability, which I'm okay if you want to ask for medical records. I will show you everything, doctor's notes, whatever it might be. But to have to talk to somebody and them keep questioning you on things and you have to kind of prove why you need, I don't know. It made me feel it just makes me feel icky. And stress is not good for my MS. Like even having this conversation, I can feel it just isn't good. So I just chose not to deal with it. And hopefully Disney, I know why they did it, because people were abusing it. Totally get it. Hopefully they can find some middle ground. I guess that's it. So maybe put completely medical professionals in charge of it who know about medical issues and can talk to you versus, a cast member that maybe isn't educated on all the medical issues. And that way we can move forward, and it can be supporting the disability community, but also making sure that, try to eliminate as many people that were maybe abusing it, which I know they said that the lightning lanes got backed up and they felt people were abusing it. I never noticed that. The only time I noticed lightning lanes were backed up was when rides went down and then everyone came back with their lightning lane to go on it. So I never experienced that, but I'm only at the park for just a small portion. Obviously, we just do it for vacation. So I will not be utilizing DAS this time, but I am fortunate enough that we can afford Genie Plus. So we have worked that into our budget. So I probably won't do it every day, but I'm sure there's going to be certain days that we're going to do it. I'm sure Mike wants to use it every day because he doesn't want to wait for anything, but we'll see. TBD. And believe it or not, as far as dining goes, we only have one dining booked for this trip, and that is a dinner with our friends. We've been planning this trip for a while, obviously, and we have booked and canceled. I can't even tell you how many dinners. We've changed this vacation up so many times. We had Haleo, we had Morimoto, we had Boathouse, we had, what else we had? We had Topolino, we had the new Japanese place over at Epcot. It's like Shiki Shai, I believe. I'm sure I butchered that, but we had that. We had Shula Steakhouse. We had so many things, and we kept booking and canceling. Oh, we had Summer House. I don't know. So we were like, okay, our thing too is like with summer, you just never know what the day's going to bring. It's hot, but summer showers just happen. And usually it's around, the afternoon time. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. So we didn't want to be kind of stuck to a certain schedule. And we've noticed that the last, I don't even know, maybe year of trips, we've been able to book so much dining last minute. So we were like, let's just have this dinner with our friends. And then if we want to do something else, let's look on the app and go to whatever is open, which seems to be a lot of different options. So I don't feel like I would say don't get discouraged if at that 60-day mark you're not able to get those dining. Definitely keep checking it before your trip, but 7 days before your trip, and then when you're on your trip, check it again, because things just change all the time, and sometimes you're able to book something that was not available before. The last thing that we have that's new for this trip, or just a fun surprise, let's try and make sure my kids are still asleep. Hopefully you can hear me. Is this on? Yes, it's on. So Mike was we are not driving for this trip. We're actually flying. And Mike was able to upgrade our tickets to first class. And we're surprising the kids. So you guys know how bougie Aaron is. He's going to be so excited, but we're going to wait till we're at the airport to tell him. So seeing his reactions, hopefully, is just going to be priceless. And I think that's it. So I have our park reservations, but again, we're going to be flexible. And on our last trip, we realized Mike didn't even go to Magic Kingdom because he did work through a lot of the trip. And he wants his Magic Kingdom time. So hopefully, maybe we can even have like a day date in there. We'll see. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything for our trip. Oh, let me show you those few items that we got. So I already started kind of pulling items, but we are definitely bringing fans. I just was recharging those. But Mike bought actually this new fan, which is a personal waist fan, which actually fits. It like hooks to your pants. And then this blows like up your shirt. You get some pretty good air out of it. It does have a neck strap too, so you can put it around your neck and have it blow up your face, but this is a little bit heavy to kind of have on your neck, and the strap is really thin, so I'm not sure they're going to like that, but I'm going to bring it just in case. But we got those for the boys. I'm sure we'll switch. And then we've got the fans. And then I also bought this daily disposable contact lens case organizer. So all of us wear contacts and we all have dailies. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is mine. So it's like a silicone case, so it's super soft. Let's see if I can zip it with one hand. And then the inside has a divider. So you can put like your left and right and have everything in here. Right now I have 10 days, but it looks like it can fit probably like maybe a month's worth. But I just like have everything separate. And then each family member has a different color, so we know, but I'll probably put the name on the boys' ones too. And believe it or not, I think that's the only new things we bought. But because it's summer, we're going to bring, let's see, where is it at? Excuse me, sis. Umbrellas. We've been using these since like, I think 2019, 2020. And I put, you know, the carabiner on it so that way kids can hook it on their shorts, or they can even just carry it like through security, and then I can hook it back to the backpack, especially if they're wet, and that way I don't put them inside the backpack. I just kind of hook them to this outer strap here. I am going to bring a poncho, need to pull my raincoat, and then the last thing I'm going to bring that was different from our last trip is this just a little mini like cooler bag, just because we do Publix and get like drinks and sodas and waters and all that kind of stuff. So since we're going to be doing a lot of pool time, I just kind of wanted to have it like insulated. So I'm going to bring that too. And just started pulling clothes. Probably no cutesy outfits this trip just because it's hot. So it's all going to be about how can I not die in the heat. But I have to go through. These are all my Disney clothes. I got my Disney ears. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog, and we'll see you next time. Go live your DisGoals. Bye.